What are Native American reservations? Have you ever wondered what Native American reservations really are? These unique areas of land play a significant role in the lives of Indigenous peoples across the United States. Native American reservations are specific regions that the United States government has set aside for the use and occupation of Indigenous tribes. They are recognized as sovereign territories, meaning that tribes have a certain level of self-governance and cultural autonomy. The establishment of these reservations often came through treaties, executive orders, and acts of Congress, particularly during the forced relocation policies of the 19th century. This history is important because it shapes the current identity and cultural practices of Native peoples living on these lands. From a cultural anthropology perspective, reservations are much more than just geographic locations. They are deeply connected to the identities, histories, and cultural expressions of Indigenous communities. For many, these lands symbolize Indianness, serving as homes and cultural hubs. They provide a space for traditional practices to be maintained, adapted, or revived, despite historical attempts to suppress Indigenous religions and ceremonies. Life on reservations has not always been easy. The U.S. government imposed various restrictions that limited the freedom of movement for Native Americans. Certain religious ceremonies, like the Sun Dance and Sweat Lodge rituals, were forbidden. Access to culturally significant sites outside the reservations was also controlled. This led to resistance movements among Native peoples, who sought to return to traditional ways of life and promote peaceful coexistence. Anthropologists observe that reservations are dynamic societies. They are not static places stuck in the past. Instead, they are living communities where Indigenous cultural expressions continue to evolve. The land itself holds deep cultural and psychological significance, often linked to ancestral burial sites and historical memories. Today, reservations serve as centers for tribal governance, cultural preservation, and community life. They allow Indigenous peoples to exercise their sovereignty, maintain their languages, and address contemporary social and economic challenges. Collaborative work with Native communities is increasingly important, respecting Indigenous knowledge and agency rather than treating these communities as subjects of study. In essence, Native American reservations are legally recognized territories that hold immense cultural, historical, and social importance. They reflected the resilience of Native peoples and their ongoing efforts to sustain and adapt their cultural identities within the context of U.S. history and modern sovereignty.